If you're doing any kind of important work with your camera, regardless of whether it's stock or not, it could be weddings, it could be a paid job for a client, anything where you need the absolute best detail, I can guarantee that if you shoot RAW, you've got more of a chance of getting things right. And I'm going to prove that to you now. The point is that a RAW image will hold so much more data than a JPEG image. And if we look at these two photos I've got here, I actually set the Canon 5D Mark II to shoot a RAW and a simultaneous JPEG within the camera. So here you can see those two files. The RAW photo has 22.7 megabytes of information and the JPEG has just 4.33 megabytes of information. So that's what, 5 times more information in the RAW than we have in the JPEG, and I'm going to prove to you why that's a good thing. I set my camera quickly to auto and took a shot of our garage. Now I know there's quite a lot of information in the clouds behind, but because the camera's metered for the dark area of the garage here, it's actually overexposed the sky because it's trying to expose for these doors. The opposite way would be to expose for the sky and have a really, really dark garage. Now I'm going to work on the raw image first and show you just how much information I can pull from that. If we take this into develop mode, you can see that the sky is pure white. There's nothing there at all because we've obviously overexposed it to get the garage exposure right. If I now bring the exposure slider down to the left and bring it right down, you can see just how much detail there is in that cloud. I can even add a bit of recovery in Lightroom, and you can see we've got all of that there. If I wanted to create a HDR image, high dynamic range image, I can do that from this one raw shot. I can expose for the sky, then I can expose for the garage, merge the two photos together and get a well exposed image. But the point is, I've always got that information there to pull on if I need to, which is great if you consider you're shooting weddings and you get a white bride's dress and this happens to your dress and you lose the detail. You know that detail's always going to be there to pull on. Whereas if we look at the JPEG, which was shot at exactly the same time with the same settings, the same exposure, everything, which is this one here, if I now bring the exposure down, you can see the sky stays pure white. Even if we use Lightroom's recovery, we can't get any detail back. It's lost forever. It's gone for good. So if you are shooting weddings, or if you are shooting anything where it's a really important job such as a wedding, you can't fail, or you can't deny that shooting raw gives you a lot more scope for recovery. So I hope that kind of encourages you to learn to shoot raw, because like I said, there is so much more information held in this file. It's just worth persevering and worth learning, and if in doubt, do what I've done here and shoot raw and JPEG simultaneously, so you can start to learn the differences and start to learn to process raw images.